Things change over time, but one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First.
It is that time in the morning on a Friday. We say good morning to Evan Gottschalk. Good morning.
Good morning, Randy.
How are you today?
Doing great.
Hey, you brought some sunshine with you.
That's great. Green grass, too.
Yes, that's that time of year to you make that first cut. It seems like about 3 days later, you're mowing again.
I love it.
That's the worst part about making that first cut.
Yeah.
After that, it's, yeah.
Then you got to be pretty regular on it.
Especially the way Mother Nature's been raining every other day. So,
yes, yeah.
It's
always a lot of growth. We got some flowers and some things blooming as well.
There you go. Hopefully we're done with the cold weather. I think this last couple of days was the end of the frost anyways.
Okay, please call it. Yes. Let's move on.
Let's just say it.
I'm ready for it.
Everything will be above 40 from here on. Right?
That's right.
If I'm wrong, I'm just like the meteorologist.
We're stamping it. It's done.
But again, another beautiful Friday, and
it means, let's see, thinking green grass, it means baseball season, doesn't it?
Baseball, but I'm sure Tanner will have more news coming up here in just a minute, but football draft last night.
That's pretty exciting.
So, yeah, we're talking baseball, thinking football. I don't know. It's crazy how that always works.
I know. The NFL always seems to come in the side door to steal some attention.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Well, we got some local baseball. The youth leagues are starting up this weekend, I think.
Crazy. It's time for all that to go, and softball, baseball all going. So
the fields look good.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Be some candy sprinkled on the street tonight and tomorrow morning for the parades.
Yeah, the birds will love that. Tomorrow morning they'll be in heaven.
So if you're not doing anything, you can cherry pick some good candy probably from those. But kids are excited about that. It's fun to see the youth in the community getting involved, and
it's always great to keep those traditions going.
Yeah, it is.
When I was in baseball, that was part of the fun, is the opening day parade and all that fun excitement.
I love that, and there's been a lot of good care taken over the years with these fields and leagues for the baseball and softball.
A lot of great people behind it.
Absolutely, consistency, and so we've got our. My son Drew has his first game tonight, so I'm counting on your weather forecast.
Pressure's on.
Counting on a lot of things here, so we'll see how that goes. All right, we got some trivia that's NFL draft related, Randy.
Oh no,
good call. Taylor, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so the Colts, unfortunately for Colts fans, they are tied with what team for having the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft the most times? So the Colts and one other team have had it more than any other team. I'll give you 4 choices.
Okay.
And you can think about it throughout the show. Is it the Rams, the Browns, the Buccaneers, or the Lions?
Ooh. Not any of them that I was originally going to get, so I'm definitely going to have to think about that one now.
Yeah.
Some of those teams have made a lot of draft picks this, in the 2000s. So I don't know if that.
Not all of them have worked out well.
No. Speaking of the NFL draft, the NFL draft started last night with the first round. It's such a big event now. They have 3 different days/nights.
Do you like that, how they split it up?
I do. I remember when they first did it a
marathon
a decade ago. Yeah, it was like, but yeah, I like it. It used to be it's one day you were glued to the TV for hours and hours and hours, but now it's nice to be split up. And I'm sure the ratings were good last night. Ratings are always good. I mean, they have it on 3 different stations.
Wow.
ABC, ESPN, and NFL Network. I went with the
There's
NFL
a
Network.
big crowd there in Detroit.
Yeah, there was, I think, 275,000 people.
Wow.
They said there last night.
That's more than some watch games.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen 32 guys.
That's another thing they just started doing not too long ago, was moving the draft location. It used to always be in Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, that's true.
City.
It was New York.
Now they're starting to make it travel around a little bit, and all these cities want it. It's going to Green Bay next year.
I saw Barry Sanders made a stage appearance
he
at the
did.
beginning.
Eminem came out with Roger Goodell, and then Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, and a few active members of the Lions roster. So get the crowd pumped up and going to start things off. So.
Always a great time, interesting too.
Then they started booing right away when the Bears got on the clock. When the Bears took Caleb Williams, quarterback from USC, #1, and then they had the #9 pick and took Roman Dunze, wide receiver from Washington. So I think Bear fans are pretty excited.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
See if they can do anything with it now.
Yeah.
Looks good on paper.
Right.
Not a good track record, but
Yes. No.
it's always fresh.
And the Colts went defense. The Colts had the 15th pick last night, and with the 15th pick, they took the first defensive player chosen.
Okay.
First 14 were all
Half the
offensive,
draft was gone.
which is crazy. They took Latu. Yes, that is his
Like a
name.
coffee drink.
Yeah.
He's a defensive edge rusher from UCLA. So
The next Dwight Freeney.
could be.
Maybe. Colts need that defense, though.
Yep.
I think they're pretty solid offensively,
Yep.
so I think that was a good move on the Colts' part.
Yep. So he must have been their #1 graded guy on defense because
Yeah.
they had their
Yeah.
selection.
They
They had
had
the
the
defensive
pick.
players they wanted.
Yeah.
That's
So-
unusual at 15.
Yeah.
And then, as a Denver Bronco fan, I was pretty pleased that they took a swing. Hopefully, the future of the franchise and the quarterback Bo Nix at 12. So we'll see how he pans out.
And the hit rate lately on quarterbacks is rough.
Yeah,
for
it
teams.
is. It is.
Makes it
But-
interesting.
That does. I love
In
it.
the NFL anymore, you can't win without a good quarterback. So
Oh,
I think it's
definitely.
worth the risk anymore to swing. And if you happen to miss 2 or 3 years down the road,
Yeah.
you're probably doing it again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you might have a top pick coming up.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Redo.
Exactly. But very fun first round of the draft. We'll see what rounds 2 and 3 bring tonight, and then rounds 4 through 7 bring tomorrow. So, and one Notre Dame guy went off the board. Joel went 5th. Off his
Giant
tackle
of a
to
man.
he was a big guy. Went to the LA Chargers last night. So. But yeah, 6 quarterbacks taking the first 12 picks, and then like I said, first 14 picks were offensive players, so broke some records there with that. NBA playoffs going on. Pacers, game 3 tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. That is in Indianapolis, Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight. So, gotta like the Pacers' chances there. They were able to get game 2 after losing game 1.
Yeah, they didn't look very good in game
No.
one.
No, they did
No,
not.
they did not.
I thought this was going to be an early
I did
exit.
too. And the Bucks are without their best players, so it's like the Pacers got to take advantage.
Yeah.
So it'll be a big time game 3 tonight. A lot of interesting series so far. The defending champion Denver Nuggets, they're up 3-0 after last night on the LA Lakers.
Just when they think maybe their time has passed, they're tough.
Yeah.
They don't give an inch in the
No.
playoffs, do they?
And the Lakers have lost 11 straight games to the Nuggets. Talking about having a team number in pro sports.
Has any
you
team-
don't see that very
No.
often.
No, not in something like basketball where you play
No.
these series of
Yeah.
games. And has any team come back from 0-3 in the playoffs?
That's a good. Well, I know they have in the finals.
Yeah.
Because the Cavaliers did that one year when they beat the
Okay.
Warriors. But I don't know about
Probably
the
not
first
in
round.
recent history,
Yeah,
anyway.
probably not in the
Tough.
first round.
That's real tough to do, I think.
But
Momentum definitely plays a factor in
Yeah.
those first few.
I think of the Pacers, they don't really have a lot of playoff experience
No,
on
they
their
don't.
roster, so
at
they're
all.
they're charting some new.
That showed
a new
game 1, I
path.
think.
Yeah, I do too.
So
Being at home will definitely help.
yeah, they're one of the better teams at home around the league. I think they average more points per game at home than anybody else in the league. So
We were at the last game of the season down there, and they scored 86 points in the first half.
incredible,
If you
incredible.
like offense.
Yeah,
Was that
they
against
were
the Hawks
shooting. Yes.
when they put up 49 points in the
Yes.
first quarter?
Yeah, 50
Yeah.
points almost in the
Yeah,
first
a little
quarter.
different than the college game there. But yeah, it's exciting that Indianapolis is getting to host a few playoff games here coming up, and hopefully they win and then make it to the second round. So. Then MLB still going strong. We're almost a month
It's early.
in. It's very early, but there
Some
are.
teams are going strong.
I was gonna say there's some teams you can write off.
There's a
Talking
team on
White
the
Sox.
south side.
White
Yeah.
Sox.
Oh my
They're looking
goodness.
forward to next year.
Oh my goodness. It is
Usually
not-
everybody says it's the Cubs. It's looking forward
I
to
know.
next year. But
Do they need to be sold? Is that
Yes.
part of it? I mean, they've got
They need to
an
be
ancient
something.
ownership.
Ryan Stores needed to sell them and the Bulls. both.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the
He's stuck in the 90s.
yeah. It's like the
You can't win now in the
No,
80s.
no. So yeah, it's early for a lot of teams, but there are some teams like the White Sox, like the probably the Miami Marlins and the Colorado Rockies that can also already just right off.
yeah. The Rockies are real
Yeah,
bad.
they are.
Yeah.
But then there's the Astros who are last in their division, but I'm not writing them off.
No, they've had a ton of injuries,
Yeah.
a lot
so,
of pitcher injuries, so
But
they'll swing back
a
around.
long season to go.
Oh yeah, lots of baseball left.
We'll talk about it again in August.
It hasn't got warm yet.
There you go. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1941, Oregon was played for the first time at a baseball stadium. That stadium was Wrigley Field.
Ah,
And they still have one today. I
Still
think.
going strong
Yeah.
today.
one of the few. I
Yep.
think.
On this day in 1983, the Baltimore Colts selected John Elway with the first pick in the NFL draft. He would
You like how that turned out?
I did.
Yeah.
My dog's named after that guy. So,
A little politics there after that pick.
yeah, he said he wasn't going to play for the Colts. He was going to go play baseball for the Yankees, and they made a trade with the Broncos, and it was history after that. And then the Colts would move to Indianapolis a couple years after that.
Yeah.
And Eli Manning would try that.
Yeah, yeah. Will Arch be next in a
Yeah,
couple of years?
exactly.
On this day in 2010, Iron Man 2 premiered and did great at the box office, like most of the Marvel movies
That
do.
generated another 40 Marvel movies.
I was going to say, yeah, how many from
It's
that?
never ending. Saw a
Still
trailer
going.
this week for a new one coming out, Deadpool Wolverine, I believe.
Wow.
On this day in 2013, the Colts, once again,
Yeah.
selected Andrew Luck with the first pick in the NFL
Uh-huh.
draft, and unfortunately that was cut short due to
You forget how good he was right away.
He was
Yeah,
very
He was,
He
that
was.
was, he was a great player.
good. Very
He
good.
made his impact known.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
And the timing of his retirement
Yeah.
was very unfortunate.
Yeah, it hurt the Colts for a little while.
Yeah.
They're still actually trying to recover from that. So, what could have been for Colt fans. Even on this day in 2021, Kanye West's Nike Air Yeezy 1 prototype trainers sold for a record $1.8 million in a private sale. So that's a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
$1.8 million.
What would you do with a pair of shoes worth 1.8 million?
I
Put them in the lockbox?
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna wear them.
I don't want to share my comments
Oh
on
my
that.
gosh. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
That's, is that what some people call stupid money?
I think so.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Here we got a lot of national days today. Today's National Pretzel Day, which I love pretzels, so that's up my alley. Your First Kiss Day, National Hairball Awareness Day,
That's important.
Yes.
National South Dakota Day. They get their own day, I guess. National No Makeup Day, National Kids and Pets Day. That's a good one. Alien Day, National Richter Scale Day,
Ooh, that's a little ominous.
No kidding.
World Intellectual Property Day, National Arbor Day, Get Organized Day,
Oh, that could be a problem.
I'm
National
behind.
Me too. National Help a Horse Day, and Hug an Australian Day, which I don't know any Australians.
It's going to be
So,
tough for you.
yeah, I think I'm out on
I have
that.
to go down under.
I have to be planning ahead for next year.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, make a trip.
Make an Australian friend by next year.
What about local events, Tanner? What do we got coming
Yeah,
up?
well, this weekend we got the Fulton County Redbud Trail Rendezvous going on. That was the Fulton County Historical Grounds up there. It's going on tomorrow from 10 to 5 and Sunday from 10 to 4. Admission is $3 for ages 12 and up. So a lot of activities going on out there, and hopefully the weather will be good this weekend for that. And I know Melinda and everybody out there that helps organize that always does a great job, a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Always a fun festival.
Yep, looking good for this weekend.
And then the Times Theater, they've been doing a great job this year getting fun events to come to the
A lot of
community.
good musical acts.
Okay.
And we got a good one coming in town that looks like tomorrow night. They're hosting the Blue Sky Dogs, which is a celebration of the Allman Brothers Band by 3-to-1 Music. So that's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Description says, get ready to jam to classic hits and feel the spirit of the Allman Brothers Band come alive on our historic stage. It's $15 for general admission. There's going to be a cash bar. Doors open at 6 p.m. Special thanks to David and Valerie Dodds, County Line Orchards, for making this happen. And it's an all-age show.
Cool. Sounds like a fun time.
Is Blue Sky one of the song titles for Allman Brothers Band? We're looking at you, Randy. The
Yeah,
radio-
yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm out of this one.
That was a little before my time.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I'm going to go with probably yes.
So
since
yeah,
I call it
probably
that.
a play on words there.
Yes, yes.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Always entertaining what they bring into the
Oh, yeah.
into the Times Theater.
Absolutely.
Doing a great job there.
All right, this morning we wanted to give some flowers to Lieutenant Detective Matt Campbell, who's retiring. And there's going to be a celebration today from 2 to 5 at Rochester City Hall in honor of Matt.
30 years.
Served our community a long time. He was, well, this shows my age too, but a young policeman when I was in elementary school. He was the DARE role model leader for the community and did that for a long time.
Had a chance to sit down and talk with Matt the other day. We had that interview on, and yeah, just I asked him what kept you here, because nowadays you don't hear a lot.
That's
of,
right.
Of 30 years
Longevity.
in one place, And he said he just loves the community, and so the community was great to him. So
That was a neat commitment.
yeah, so it's kind of cool.
He's one of those figures. It's going to be weird to see the police department without Matt Campbell on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the good news is he's sticking around. He announced that he's going to be their IT person, so going to stick around on the department a little bit, help them out there. So you won't see him every day out and about, but
different role.
Yep, different role, but he'll be there to
Different.
help support on the backside.
Very well learned.
Yep, well deserved. All right, money news. The S&P 500 is up about 60 points this week, a little over 1%. It's been a little
good.
choppy here lately.
Anytime it could go up is good.
Yeah, so just a strange economy right now. Some figures are showing it chugging along, but with the inflation stuff, it's just kind of rough out there a little bit for people like us.
Yes, the normals.
Yeah, the normal. It's not necessarily pretty. So I'm eager to talk. We're going to be talking with Mary Kay here, Executive Director of the Compassionate Health Center soon. I'm eager to find out what it's like out there at our free health clinic here in our county. We're so fortunate to have that. The Federal Reserve Committee is meeting next week. They've been
Drum roll.
not expecting any big news. They've been meeting consistently every 6 weeks and looking at things. They've got their rate that they set. It's like the shortest rate out there is the only thing that they control, and they got that up at around 5.5%, I think. Not expected to do anything to change that right now, but they're obviously reading every shred of information on all the reports that come out. It's hard to know how accurate those things are sometimes.
Well, I think a lot of times they're behind.
Yeah, you're looking at a month or two past, then they have revisions to stuff they looked at the last time.
Yeah.
So that's a weird job.
I can't figure that one out yet.
Every 6 weeks, you hear them say lately, no change, keep looking, keep reading.
I just want to know what town they're all living in.
And some interesting news this week. Google's parent company Alphabet was up pretty big yesterday. It announced it would pay a dividend to shareholders for the first time.
Wow.
So some of these, old .com starting companies are getting profitable enough. They're finally turning into legacy companies paying dividends to shareholders. They're not necessarily growth companies anymore because they're just huge.
Yeah. No other way to put it.
They can't grow anymore.
No.
So
now they got to start divvying out the money.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. Microsoft has already gone through that, and some others, but kind of a milestone there. All right. Well, thinking of First Federal this morning, we're running a couple CD specials. We got an 8-month CD special at 4.99%. Let's just call it 5. I don't have to say 4.99.
Yes.
18-month CD special, getting a little bit longer there, 4.06 APY. We'd love to help you out with that. If you've got some money that needs to earn something here in the short term, come and talk to us. And if you need a different term that you're looking for, you should still come talk to us so we can look at maybe some options there depending on what we're seeing. But we'd love to be your source for investing extra cash that you have. Of course, our checking special we're giving away if you open a checking account with us. What's our prize right now?
Yeah, I love when we have these cycles where our customers have a choice.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
So they can get either a headphone and speaker combo
Okay.
or a First Federal branded umbrella.
Man.
Well, if you'd opened it the last couple of weeks,
Yeah,
you
it's
probably chose the umbrella.
Yes, hopefully that's what people were choosing, because that would have been coming pretty
Hopefully
handy.
going forward now you get the speaker combo.
Oh, that's great. Well, we'd love to help you. We have a great mobile app that you can help manage your money when it's convenient for you. And also our ATM's always open. You need some cash or want to make a deposit. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Our borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
Paul says, now we're official.
Yeah. Now we proceed.
Now we get to proceed.
The good part of the show.
Yeah, the fun part now.
Welcome, Mary Kay.
Good morning.
Mary, you've been the executive director at our local free health clinic, Compassionate Health Center, for how long here?
Just had my 11th anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't seem possible.
Yeah,
Time flies when you're having fun.
you're a third of the way there to meet Matt's record of 30 years of service. I'm just teasing you. Well, that's a great run.
It's been great for a retirement gig. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, we need to look for something like that in
Yeah.
due time, fellas.
Maybe by the time we're ready, Mary Kay will be ready to retire again.
And so you hand off to us.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we can learn this morning. See if we'd be able to. I'm skeptical we'd be able to manage that job.
I don't think I can do what she did. She does an excellent job.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk about the Compassionate Health Center a little bit, Mary Kay, because sometimes I feel like we don't hear enough about it.
We're the best kept secret. That is for sure.
We don't want to be a secret,
Yes.
do we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We provide free health care for the uninsured, and someone would say to you, well, everybody has health insurance.
I know. Doesn't that just come with life?
It just comes with your job. Really not true. So
Okay.
lots of employers either have too few employees to have to actually offer that benefit, or keep their employees at a level that they're not full-time, so they don't get full benefits, and so they don't get that health insurance.
Well, and I know just, local employer health benefits have gone up in cost so much over the
Extremely
last 10,
expensive.
15, 20 years. It's a very expensive benefit to offer. So there may be a lot of folks in the community that aren't eligible to get it.
70% of our patients right now are working, so these are not
Wow.
people just looking for a handout. These are people working a job or maybe a couple of different jobs. We just had an issue that came up a few months back. A person who worked in a convenience store got a raise, so she was so excited that she was getting this raise. Life was going to be great. That was enough to bump her out of Medicaid eligibility, and so she's on hypertensive drugs, diabetic drugs. She was just hysterical. What am I going to do? So that elation of a raise, and then all of a sudden realizing now you don't have that Medicaid.
New category, now
Yes.
you're not covered,
Yes.
and actually it reduced your net income.
So luckily she heard
Wow.
about us, and we were able to help her. I do want to go back just for a minute
Okay.
on Tanner's the national days. This is National Volunteer Week, so I'd like to give a shout out to all of our volunteers. We have clerical volunteers, nursing volunteers, nurse practitioner, even Dr. O'Brien and Dr. Negreros come and volunteer for us. So we are so lucky to have all those volunteers. Couldn't do it
They're
without
making it happen, aren't they?
Absolutely.
That's
So,
wonderful.
and there's another example. Dr. Negreros in his retirement flies up from Florida every couple of months
Wow.
to see our Hispanic patients. Jamie takes great care of them, but sometimes that language barrier is
Yeah.
tough. So we love that he comes every couple of months
That's
to
a neat story.
volunteer. He
Mary, I
loves
can't believe
coming.
that.
He'd come more often if his wife would let him.
Yeah. That's
But
really
big
neat.
shout out to our volunteers. They do a great job for us.
Well, you mentioned kind of maybe ideal clients for the Compassionate Health Center. What happens if folks haven't heard about this and get into a real jam?
The hospital, we have a great relationship with them. If they do have someone come into the hospital that they determine they don't have any coverage,
Yeah.
they will send them to us. So that's
Wonderful.
one of the big streams for us to get our patients. And just word of mouth, especially in our Hispanic community in Akron. We find that 2 or 3 come to us, and then all of a sudden a lot of their families start coming too. So
As the word spreads,
it's the word
that's
of mouth.
wonderful.
we just received a gold standard for our quality. Just learned that this week. 4th year in a row that we've been recognized
Well, congratulations.
for exceptional quality. So I think sometimes people walk in and think, oh, it's free, it can't be great.
Yes.
It's great. So we're very proud of Jamie, our nurse practitioner, Jamie Parker, is fabulous. She does a great job with our patients. So we give quality care. It just happens to be at no cost.
Well, you don't find that anywhere anymore, do you, Randy?
You can't, the amount of people you serve. Tell us a little bit how it's grown in your 11 years.
Well, we go up and down, and I would say we've stuck around the same number of patients, but it's so dynamic that it's not the same patients.
Right.
Some we've had for years and years, but sometimes people through life circumstances need us for a short time, and then they get, their insurance paid for,
I could see that
and then they
happening.
leave us. So,
Yeah.
so it is pretty dynamic, but I gave all my volunteers the little starfish this week, and I like that parody, that if you throw that one starfish back, what impact are you having? But for the one starfish, it's important. I feel the same about our patients. We may not have a huge practice, but for those patients coming to us, we are pretty important. We have a gentleman right now who's going through some extremely expensive treatments. He will never know another day without medical debt. So we're doing all we can to help him through that. We can't do it all. And you and I talked just a bit about our golf outing. That's
Yes.
the one time where we put our hand out to the community and say, please be generous and support us. June 28th here at Mill Creek, we're going to do our annual golf outing, 14th, so 14 in a row. They've always, one time it rained, so no rain on the 28th
Well, Randy's
of June.
guaranteed we're done
Yep.
with rain,
Yep.
so.
No, I said cold.
Oh, was it
Right.
cold?
Yeah.
It's been cold a few years too, so, but
Oh,
that's
that's great.
that's our big fundraiser. We do just survive on donations and grants and fundraising. So, no federal money comes to us. We just have to get all that money on our own. So we're so grateful to donors like First Federal.
You think of just how generous our community is. It really does speak to that,
Absolutely.
knowing that this free clinic that is a result of donations has been around this long
Absolutely.
and going strong.
2009, so we've been around a long time, and again, we try not to. Everyone's looking for that dollar, everyone.
Yes.
But we just try to give our story. I know a few months back we hit a real rough spot where seems like we were just bleeding money, and I was shocked at the response we got from people. Just sending. Sometimes it's $5, sometimes it's $500. Every dollar is spent on our patients.
Well, it's neat. I like talking about this morning because, there's probably some potential patients out there that maybe they're in a hard spot and weren't sure where to turn. Now they've got a solution. And also, there's probably community members that are appreciative and grateful for the services that you're keeping going, Mary, and are interested in supporting that ongoing. So hopefully we're helping get the word out on that a little bit this morning and highlighting what an amazing asset the Compassionate Health Center is for Fulton County. Is it common for counties to have a clinic like
We always
this?
say if you've seen one free clinic, you've seen one free clinic. we're not very common. We are part of 1,200 free clinics across the country.
Okay.
Some charge a small fee. Some are totally free. Some charge. They're all just different. We are totally free. So if you're without healthcare insurance, even if it's again a change in your job and you're just not covered for a few months. We're willing to do that too. Just anything we can do to. We don't want people going to the ER for minor health concerns.
So,
it's the most expensive way to get health care.
Do you find people kind of putting things off because they just
Absolutely.
they just don't want to have to come in unless they have to? But it's probably better off to get in and make sure things are going as best as possible along the way, isn't it?
We hear that often. Well, I'm not ill, so I don't need you. No, we want to see you when you're well, so that we can try to keep you healthy.
Well,
It's a lot less expensive for all of us supporting healthcare to keep people healthy than to treat people when they're extremely ill.
that's a good reminder for us this morning. Well, thank you so much for your track record of 11 years.
11 years.
You're going to catch Matt now because he's hanging it up.
Yeah.
So. His numbers
Close that
up.
gap.
Yeah, you're gaining on him now, Mary. Well, thank you so much for joining us again and helping shed some light on this wonderful gym in our county and the work that you and your great support staff and volunteers are providing for our folks. Healthcare is just such a big topic, very expensive to have insurance out there, and it's wonderful to know there's an option for you without insurance if you don't have it.
Just stop by 740 North State Road 25, just right out by the airport.
Easy to find.
Easy to find.
Thanks for joining us this morning, and thank you for everything
Thank
that you've
you.
done. All right, our trivia question. The Colts are tied with what team for having the number 1 pick in the draft the most times? Rams, Browns, Buccaneers, or Lions?
Oh man, we'll go with Rams.
You're correct. 7 times each they've had the number 1 pick in the draft.
And only what, 1, 2 maybe that.
Yeah, we can't name them, so there you go.
That's right.
All right, let's end our show this morning with some inspirational words of wisdom from Zig Ziglar. Now, he was a big deal for a while, American author that was very inspiring and motivational. Positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will.
Oh, I agree.
I love that.
Love it.
It's
Perfect.
just a mindset.
Yes. Evan, thank you very much. Mary, thank you. Tanner, thank you. We'll talk to you again coming up next Friday.
Thanks, Randy.